A very warm welcome to one and all present here on this beautiful, unstoppable Passioneer platform. It seems to be a beautiful and a wonderful digital networking platform for entrepreneurs, startups, professionals connected with thousands of members on various WhatsApp groups according to location and industry. This platform gives a lot of freedom to everyone for better professional networking and creates more visibility for members in unique ways by conducting weekly meetings, get togethers, webinars, e magazines, and other networking activities. Also, many members are a part of the extreme team of Unstoppable Passionpreneur community. This community is also present on WhatsApp, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. Unstoppable Passionpreneurs believe in learn, network, collaborate, and grow. So I wish you all the very best and let's grow together. So this is a beautiful platform and today we've got a lovely speaker to have it. Nikita ma'am, can you introduce the speaker for today?
Yes, definitely. It's my really pleasure evening, and I would like to invite a very warm welcome Chartered Accountant Mr. Tejas Padhye, who has been a chartered accountant over than 21 years. And even we are sharing the common platform from the other networking club, wherein he is working as a national sale head. And with his background, I would like to say that he is having a various background.
Can you introduce the speaker for today?
Yes, definitely. It's my really pleasure evening, and I would like to invite a very warm welcome Chartered Accountant Mr. Tejas Padhye, who has been a chartered accountant over than 21 years. And even we are sharing the common platform from the other networking club, wherein he is working as a national sale head. So he has worked with the various platform, having the traditional practices as an audit, taxation, and in fact he has handled the audit of many companies, partnership firms, small businesses, as well as in the area of taxation. He has handled areas which is in the income tax, VAT, service taxes. Now conducted various seminars on the GST. So he has been developing himself over the period in the financial sector. He is closely working with the MSME entrepreneurs, and in fact, he is working as a growth partner as a consultant. He is also acting as a faculty for more than 6 years at a various forums, which is in the field of entrepreneurship development. He has delivered the various sessions, lectures for understanding balance sheet, finance strategies, orientation structure for beginners, and as today's topic, which we are covering as a cash flow management, which I have attended many times. He has written the articles on various subjects also as a business segmentation, business expansion, and many more. So as non-business articles as well. Presently, he's been proprietor for TV Padhye and Company Chartered Accountants as a CA firm. His last 21 years, he is into the similar platform. Plus, he is the advisor of Financial Catalyst, a full-fledged finance consultancy business. So I would like to once again do the warm welcome to our guest speaker, Tejas Padhye. Now, your platform is for another 20 minutes for you.
Thank you all, and a very good evening to organization with a fantastic name, Passionpreneurs and Unstoppable. So that combination itself is really innovative. So first of all, I'd like to congratulate the person who has named this or thought of this name. So we'll look today to 2-3 things. So presently, I'm working on the most important pain point. I have been practicing for last 21 years in the area of taxation or audits or consultancy. And for MSMEs, I typically found out the major challenge is about cash flow management. I mean, they don't know what is cash flow. They don't give much importance to cash flow management. Typically saying, I've covered that also, but typically saying they just call up their banker in the morning, check the balance, and then they issue the checks or call for recovery from debtors. So that is the typical practice of majority of MSMEs across the board, including me when I was very new to the business. But over a period of time, I have learned how to overcome, and from that, I started advising people, and I've spoken on various forums about this. We are the we have launched first series in Marathi about cash flow. We have got a YouTube channel with CFO. So on that there is only Marathi series on cash flow. Otherwise, there are lots of stuff available in English and Hindi, but there's nothing in Marathi. So I thought I should respect my mother tongue. As a respect to my mother tongue, I have brought it in Marathi. So let's look at some interesting cash flow quotes. First is revenue is vanity. Vanity is something which you can feel proud of. So revenue is vanity, profit is sanity. Sanity is rational. So revenue is something you should feel proud of. Profit is sanity, that is reality or rational, but cash is king. So ultimately, what matters is cash. Sir Richard Branson, we might have heard about him. He's got 350 plus companies, head of Virgin Group. He says, never take off your eyes from cash flow because it's lifeblood of business. Next quote comes from Jack Welch. Mr. Jack Welch is, we all know, head of GE, who took GE to number one, and we might have read his books also. He says, if I had to run a company on three measures, those measures would be customer satisfaction, employee satisfaction, and cash flow. And Ralph Waldo Emerson, I have taken this quote specifically. He is basically essayist. He's not a economist. He's a philosopher. But he says money often costs too much. That is a very interesting quote, and why so he has said we'll cover in our topics. So let's look at some cash flow related perceptions versus facts in day-to-day business activities. Considering the time we have, it is very difficult to learn new concepts. But at least if we understand some basics of cash flow or basic perceptions which we really need to change, then probably your journey henceforth will be smooth, and that will be my purpose. मैं चाहूंगा 20 मिनट में सब कुछ सीख पाना मुश्किल है, पर अगर कुछ कंसेप्ट हम लोग सीख जाए कि ये जो हम लोग सोच रहे हैं वो रियलिटी नहीं बल्कि परसेप्शन है और ये फैक्ट है, तो अगर जब भी हमें फैक्ट पता चलता है तब हम लोग अच्छा डिसीजन ले सकते हैं. दैट कैन हेल्प मैनेजमेंट इन लॉन्ग टर्म डिसीजन मेकिंग. सो अकाउंट पर्सन शुड वर्क ऑन दिस कंसेप्ट. एज अ एंटरप्रेन्योर यू आर नॉट सपोज टू वर्क ऑन दिस, यू आर सपोज टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस. देयर इज अ बिग डिफरेंस. यू डोंट सिट फॉर मेकिंग कैश फ्लो. That is not expected. You have to get the cash flow done from somebody, probably from account person. So account person should work on these concepts, and management may consider this as an effective decision making tool. The major problem with typical MSME is that they want to do everything. Cash flow is something which you have to monitor, not you have to do. So let's have a look. Now there are 3 slides, some 14-15 cases I have considered, perceptions or real life questions versus facts. And I will cover it with example, try to cover it with examples. So let's understand some facts and look at real life questions we face. So now March is approaching, and so I have taken it first. 31st March ke baad, your chartered accountant will tell you so much tax you have to pay, and he will say you are so much profit, and you will ask him a question with very lovely tone. My dear accountant, please show me where is cash. You are saying this much is profit, this much is tax. We have to understand as an entrepreneur that profit and cash generated by business are completely different, and it needs to be reconciled. I'll give you an example. Suppose if you have made a sale of say 10 lakhs in the month of March. You started business in February, you made a sale of 10 lakhs in March. You got a good margin of 20%. So 2 lakhs is your profit. So that 2 lakhs is their profit, but you have received nothing from your debtor. All money is blocked in your with your debtor, and you already made the expense of 8 lakh rupees. So technically today you are negative 8 lakh in cash, whereas your profit is 2 lakh positive. Cash negative 8 lakh, profit positive 2 lakh. This needs to be reconciled. This will get reconciled with whatever is recovery from market. So cash and profit are completely different things, and you need to reconcile it periodically. It's not a matter of reconciliation at the year end. Why? I will tell you later on. Next, typical question is so much profit per transaction. Why this cash crunch? This question is posed to me by many service industry people. They work on good margins, probably 30-40% margin per transaction. Especially in our case, also when we are doing small audits, we get good margins because time consumed is less. Our experience wise, our assistants are handling those, and we are getting good margin. But still, there is a cash crunch for many service industry people. Why? The reason is high margin does not meet good cash flow. You might have high margins regularly, but that doesn't guarantee you a regular cash flow. You have to understand that. It's very, very, very important. So you have to do consistently high margin business. Then only you will make good cash flow. What happens, I'll tell you. You get one or two good clients who are paying you very good. So most of their margins or most of the cash which comes from them is absorbed in your fixed cost or variable cost. So you make good margin businesses and you pay that money on your day-to-day spend. Probably paying your rent, paying your electricity, paying salary to staff. So technically you are not left with any cash at the year end. Though you are saying I've made two very big margin, high margin businesses, high margin transactions during the year, but at the end, at the year end, you have always a cash crunch, or per month you have a cash crunch. Many times it happens then when there is a high margin business, people compromise on receipt, timely recovery of the funds. So suppose if he's paying you high margins, probably he may take a credit of 3 months from you. So 3 months credit, that means you're getting the money 3 months down the line. Now that is a challenge. So today, 3 months you're going to face cash crunch. So high margin does not necessarily mean good cash flow. Third, oh, I'm not able to meet my monthly personal expenses in business. So very typical challenge for MSMEs when they start business. Especially this challenge comes from household. They are saying that you're doing business and you're not making money. We have to withdraw with investments. We have to raise funds from your relatives, your friends, from bankers. So what is happening? What you're doing? Remember, business is the only source of cash flow for a startup or a new business venture. So initially you have to understand whether business is funding you or you are funding business. How to do that? That will cover up later. So there is one question for everybody. Does everybody present here? I think there are around 30 plus participants, 32 participants. Does everybody know how much cash they need on 17 March 2021? Can anybody tell me exact figure? It is difficult. Why it is difficult? Because you do not know or you're not prepared. As a MSME, you're not prepared your monthly cash outflow cycle. Exact business, what amount you need on which day, what amount is going to come in on which day. These are two things which you should always know and which you always have a control on. Next, money comes in, money came in and money went out. Nothing has left. किधर से आया किधर गया कुछ पता नहीं चलता. This is a typical question as a chartered accountant we pose. So you have to understand when money is coming to you, it comes in three sources. First is operating cash flow, second is investing cash flow, and third is financing cash flow. Whatever money comes from operations, that is sales minus expenses related to sales, or services minus expense related to services, that is your operating cash flow, which should always be high than anything else. Investing cash flow is typically sale of investments or sale of assets, or purchase of investments and purchase of assets. It should not be very high. It should not happen that for running your business, you're forced to sell your investments, you're forced to sell your assets. That should not be the case. And financing cash flow. Let me tell you, any capital, a single rupee or 100 rupee or 1 lakh or 1 crore, capital put by you in business or introduced by you in business is basically loan to that business. Your every step should be to make the business self-sufficient. You should always know how much loan has come in business. Capital is a loan to business. Unless otherwise you treat capital as loan to business, business will not become self-sufficient. Till date, you have that mindset that this is my business. So it is my duty to take care of it. You will not be able to grow your business the way it should be. Next concept related to this is free cash flow. So we all know offers free. मॉल में हम लोग सब लोग देख रहे हैं, year end sale चालू होता है. But we don't know the concept of free cash flow. Free cash flow is very simple. When your operating cash flow is higher then investing and financing cash flow. So if you are earning say 5 lakh rupees per annum and your EMI is 6 lakh rupees, you are not having a free cash flow. 1 lakh shortage. So to fulfill that 1 lakh, you have to do struggle every year or probably every month or month on month or year on year. The day your operational revenue becomes higher, the day your operational income becomes higher, then investing and financing cash flow. That means you are generating enough money to pay all the expenses of your office, all the expense of business, all your loan EMIs, plus personal expenses, whatever is expected for you from business, then you are generating a free cash flow. This calculation is very simple. Just jot down all your expenses, all each and every very, it may be a small payment. It may be you be maybe putting petrol of 100 rupees per day, or you may be paying say 20 rupees for tea every day. Write down all these expenses, total that, and just see whether your earning or your margin is more than that. That's it. If that margin is higher than all your expenses put together or out, I'll not call it expenses, I'll call it outflow. All your outflow, then and only then you are having a free cash flow. Otherwise, you are not having free cash flow. And in the long run, it is going to create trouble for you. Why should I take salary? I am the owner of business. I pay salaries. Now, this is a typical perception of all typical MSME entrepreneurs. Everybody says this. Why should I draw salary? It's my business. I can draw anytime I want. Let me tell you a classic case. Everybody has seen that WhatsApp message. There is one entrepreneur who has not increased his salary for 11 years. Has anybody read this WhatsApp? He has not increased his salary for 11 years, not even by single rupee. But he is getting dividend of 900 crores. Name of that person is Mr. Mukesh Ambani. Mr. Ratan Tata is drawing 1 crore per month. He is also drawing salary. So he can always say that I own the business. Why should I take salary? So salary is more about habit rather than about withdrawing it. And there is a classic saying in Marathi that lakh मेले तर जातील लाखांचा पोशिंदा जगला पाहिजे. So if you don't take salary, if you don't survive, your business will not survive. You have to live first, then only your business will live and grow. So to live, you have to draw your salary first. All my clients draw their salary on first and their team salary goes on second. That is a thumb rule I have made everywhere. That is debited to accounts. It is paid or not is a different story, but that is charged to accounts on first of every month. Whatever may be their case, whether they have cash, they take salary on first, they introduce that as a loan on second, they pay salary to team. That is fair. But salary is drawn every month. There is no change in that. So unless otherwise you start drawing salary, you will not be valuing yourself. Salary is your own value. If you really want to make your business self-sufficient in next 6 months or 1 year, start drawing salary from today. Classic, what you can say, this is a classic step you should take today. Those who are not drawing salary from business, start drawing salary. It may be 10,000, it may be 20,000, it may be 25. Amount is not material. But two things. One is you should draw salary on first before all your team. Second, your salary should be higher than the highest paid teammate. If your highest paid teammate is getting 25,000, you should draw a salary of 25,001 rupee because you are taking all the risk. You are the owner of the business. That 1 rupee will give you sense of ownership, sense of risk taking, and that matters most. Cash flow statement, it's not applicable to small businesses. There may be private limited companies and they're not making cash flow statement because it is not applicable or mandatory as per rules. But as a matter of fact, you can make and you can read your own cash flow statement. Rather, you must. If you are able to read your cash flow statement, then and then only you will be able to grow your business. Only statement you should be able to read is cash flow statement. You may not be able to read debit credit. I mean, let's take a case of Mr. Mukesh Ambani or Mr. Ratan Tata. Do you think they know debit and credit of the accounts? Hardly. 100% they don't know. What is debit? Which entry has gone in which ledger? Where it is debited? How it is charged? They're not bothered. They are bothered about cash flow. If I need a money next month, how I'll be able to raise. If I have to buy a new venture, probably Ratan Tata might be planning to buy a venture somewhere in Europe or America or Africa or anywhere, probably in China also. But for that, he needs cash flow. He doesn't need to know where the entry is debited, how it is debited, how it is created, all these things. He should know cash flow statement. So last slide, my accountant or my CA knows my balance sheet and profit and loss. He will see that. So at the year end, you just pack a bag with all your vouchers, bank statements, everything. Earlier, it was going to be used to be a cloth bag or a typical plastic bag. Now it is generally email. Everything is zipped and sent to a chartered accountant, and then he does everything. And what he does is not known to many of the entrepreneurs. Let me tell you, business is your baby. It's not baby of chartered accountant. Chartered accountant's business is to look after accounts, but risk taking and decision making is your business. So there is a relation between balance sheet, profit and loss, and cash flow. We have seen three types of cash flows: operating, investing, and financing. So basically, profit and loss and working capital goes to operating cash flow. Assets and investments goes to investing cash flow, and capital and loan goes to financing cash flow. But you should know how it operates, how it works, how they talk to each other. Hello, what is the bank balance? I have to make some payments urgently. So this is what I started with. We check bank balance and make payments or call customers for recovery. You should use your cash flow cycle for decision making. So if I invested rupee 1 today, by what date I am getting that money back? People who are in manufacturing will understand this better. That is called working capital cycle. But people who are in service industry should also know that if they are getting advance on first, if people are working on advance, then when the next payment is scheduled or when the next receipt is scheduled, unless otherwise you know this, you will not be able to make a good and healthy decision. मेरा पैसा कौन डुबाएगा? Who dares? Where is your cash blocked and due to which reasons? Many a times we live in perception, can nobody will cheat me. I'm not saying intentionally, but he also may be having some challenges. Especially in pandemic, we have seen many big entrepreneurs facing many big challenges. Lots of people have faced lots of challenges. So people have made commitments, they have failed miserably in making payments or part payments or whatever, but they have faced challenges. So don't remain under impression that your money will not get blocked anytime. Everybody will pay you healthily. Always prepare for backup plan. Always call for all kind of debtors. I have myself done one case. There was a recovery of around 60 lakhs, 65 lakhs, and he needed finance of around 6, 7 lakhs. And he was calling all big debtors. He was my friend. I had gone for a tea. So he was calling all the big debtors and they were saying, we'll pay tomorrow, we'll pay day after. So when I went for a tea, I just looked at accounts. I looked at his debtors. He's into retail business. So I just took a list of debtors below 5,000 rupees. That came to around 6.5 lakhs. He started calling everybody. In next 3 days, he recovered 4.5 lakhs. The amount was 3,000, 2,500, 2,800, 1,200 like this. He just called all of them. There were 100 like that. He called everybody and he recovered 4.5 lakh within 3 days. His requirement was around 7 to 8 lakhs. Half of his requirement was fulfilled. So don't think any debtor is small or big. 1 rupee is 1 rupee. 10 times 1 rupee makes you 10 rupees, and 100 times 1 rupee makes you 100 rupees, and lakh times 1 rupee makes you 1 lakh rupees. We all know how these people, especially mobile company billers, call you. They're calling you for a petty amount. Your amount outstanding is probably 300 rupees, 400 rupees, 500 rupees, but you keep on getting messages. Your recharge is due on this date, your payment is due on this date. So 705, 805, probably now the plans which are working, 299 plan, 399, these are very small amounts for us. But for them, if they don't follow up and if 1 lakh defaulters are there, they are losing probably 30 lakh rupees. So each and every rupee counts. Don't think that your money is blocked and where it is blocked. Yes, a problem well defined is half solved. Probably this concept, I will also share PDF of this presentation so that these questions you can revive, you can revisit. I don't mind sharing that PDF with, I'll share it to probably Palekar sir, Ritesh sir. He can share it on the forum. So a problem well defined is half solved. The day you know your problem is this, then the solution is easy. But many a times people don't know their problem is cash flow management. We know how Devu failed. We know how Kodak failed. We know how Enron failed. We know how Satyam failed. Everybody knows everything. But their core problem nobody is focusing on. Their core problem is cash flow management. They have failed on cash flow management. Understanding of all these concepts will surely help you to really understand cash flow and take good decisions. Only way to build a long-term business is good cash flow. I am not saying I'm not underestimating vision, mission, values, goals, targets, teamwork, efforts, passion. Everything has to be there, but all these things will remain with you if and only if your stomach is filled. So unstoppable passionpreneurs, just understand and implement cash flow concepts, and you will justify your prefix of your group name, that is unstoppable. All the best. Thank you for this opportunity. I'd like to thank all the forum of passionpreneurs, and now you can come up with questions.
May I start first question?
Yes, please.
When the entrepreneur begin his startup, so when to start controlling your cash flow management, because earlier those days we don't understand that how to manage, because everything we looks like a profit and revenue sharing and everything, but then we can't understand when to start exactly controlling your cash flow and how to manage till where. So if you can please guide us about it.
Yeah, I'll give you a classic example for this. Has everybody gone for a vacation trip? Probably yes. So when you plan your finances, how you plan your finances? It's always -1 before you leave for trip, before you leave for vacation. Everything is planned. You always have a excess cash with you. You always have a backup plan. You always have contingency funds. So all these things, all these concepts also apply to business. I'm not saying you will have everything on day one. It's difficult, I understand, but you can always plan for it. So if some contingency comes, if you need some funds, probably you can have a backup plan arrangement, probably with your parents, relatives, friends, probably with bankers. You have so many options now. There are so many options open with all of us. Probably investors. If you have a good idea, I have worked with a person who has raised 250 crore from market. I repeat, 250 crores, 250 crores from market. I was closely working with that person. Of course, that venture could not get through. That is a different story. But 250 crores where commitment was there. So that makes difference. But he planned 250 crores before he even applied for the venture. Before taking government approvals, it could not get through. But 250 crores planning was ready. So as I said, 17 March 21, do you know your cash flow? So he was knowing his cash flow for next 3 years. One of my friends has said when they started Chroma, they have made an arrangement for 5 years cash flow. That even if for 5 years they don't sell even a single rupee of sales, if they're not able to make a single rupee of sales, still Chroma will survive for 5 years. Of course, they're different. They are huge. They have created that much wealth, that much funds. But at least we can create it for 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. Generally, financial planners tell you that you should always have a contingency fund of 3 months, 6 months. Something like that also applies for businesses. And especially after pandemic or after lockdown, people have understood this. People have realized this.
Okay.